There'll be at least one pit stop to get through 150 miles in Daytona. Green flag and Duel 1 is underway.
And you see right off the bat, Chris Buescher up behind Joey Logano to get himself in a position. We talk about the RFK cars, we talk about Joey Logano and the Fords. It's going to be interesting to see what the plan is with each manufacturer. Every one of these manufacturers is going to have somewhat of a plan. You see Corey Heim up there. He's not somebody that they're used to racing with up in the front of these packs. So a lot of things to be learned on a whole bunch of levels.
Ryan Preece on the inside, taking him off turn number 4, but Bowman comes up right behind Kyle Busch to the line, and Preece will lead lap 1. He led the last lap at the season exhibition race at Bowman Gray Stadium.
I'm glad you brought up Heim too, Kevin. These guys don't know him either. They want to learn that trust, and he needs to earn that trust, and this is a good opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, you see right there, they just decided that it was time to go, and Austin Dillon was the guy that was hung out to dry. And we talked about them being able to take control of this race by numbers, and they have absolutely done that. And the only guy that's in that train, that Ford train right there on the bottom of the racetrack, is John Hunter Nemechek. And right now he knows that he's at the mercy of everybody behind him, but he doesn't want to move. He knows that he's in a spot that is in contention at the front of the racetrack. He just knows that he's at the mercy of what they decide to do.
We also know that the strength obviously is in the numbers goes to the Chevrolets right here. We just need to find each other and work together, and you start seeing that formation on this outside. Let's see if they can make some hay and run them down.
Watch Ryan Blaney in the 12 here.
Ooh. Got a hold of him in the bad part of the corner as they were entering the corner. The 12 car looked a little light on its feet, got loose, and then right as he did, the 22 got on his left bumper right there. Boy, you heard him clear up out of the gas. That was a close one, folks.
Yeah, and I think that as fast as Joey Logano caught him, it makes it seem like Ryan might have just breathed out of the throttle a little bit right there.
You see these hands right here? Look for those hands coming out. That tells me we are definitely coming this time by.
And you see that spacing that everybody has right there, and that's purely to try to get a reference to be able to not run the guy over in front of you.
All the Fords. Oh, Mears back there turned around, got into Noah Gragson. This could be a caution right here.
Right here, looking left.
Well, let's see if they get away. Nobody behind them on the racetrack, so plenty of time for them to get clear, and we could stay green.
Doesn't look the best.
Cole Custer is the leader from Bowman, Dillon, Byron, and Wallace.
They're stuck down here, guys.
And caution is waved.
There it is.
Casey Mears, Noah Gragson.
Yeah, just got in there too hot, locked the brakes up, tried to avoid the 4 car, lost control of the back, and that's where the contact came from. But that's purely just from the inexperience of doing this every week.
There you see the race off. Preece was way late leaving the box.
Through nobody's fault, just having to take on more fuel than the others.
That's the price you pay for leading.
You'd normally have to get a wreck or a rollback, but not anymore. Watch this. Up we go.
That's cool. First time I've seen that.
Yeah, it's the Baja kit.
Yes.
Chandler Smith now up in the transfer spot.
Yeah, you see Kyle Busch right there. He said, I've had enough. This is too aggressive for me. I don't know that I have the car to be able to win this race. Drops back and will be the pole sitter for the Daytona 500 with the same car in protecting it right now.
Smart move.
Chandler Smith in 3rd. How about that?
Now as a car owner, this Keselowski in that 6th car is trying to figure out how am I going to help my other car, Corey LaJoie, behind me in my rear view mirror.
Well, I think right there, that's what you see out of Chris Buescher, is trying to put that.
There it is. That's how you help him. You try to pass that guy, and that's exactly who they're racing, Chandler Smith.
Boy, they traded a lot of paint. That was very aggressive on Keselowski's part.
Bubba, move to the bottom. Here we go. Look at this run on the bottom.
On their door.
It's a great time move getting into turn one, shooting to that bottom, right to the lead. Good job, Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace was 12th on the restart. He is up front.
Oh, he's wrecking.
Around goes Wallace, and in the wall goes Byron Busher. And at least one other car, I think that's Chandler Smith.
I think it is Chandler Smith.
Oh.
It looks like some splitter damage on the bottom of that car.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about, those moments that are not your fault, and it's just a push gone wrong right here, and it collected a few cars.
Let's unpack this, fellas.
Much like I thought, that Bubba Wallace making that aggressive move, getting into one, is a fantastic move, but it'll put him too far out in front of the 3 car. Here this train comes, boom, right there, turn him sideways, gets sideways again, and finishes him off.
And Austin Dillon can see that coming, but Chris Buescher could not see the distance to the back bumper of Bubba Wallace's car, so he thinks he's doing the right thing by continuing to push, but ultimately it doesn't let the 3 cars slow down enough to not hit him too hard.
Whoa, look at Corey LaJoie on that bottom, and unfortunately right in the lap of Chandler Smith on that outside. Not as bad as it could have been, but that's a lot of front end damage.
Joey Logano trying for his 4th dual win. Ryan Blaney won one of these in 2018.
Cut out quite a bit here. Big surge coming on the outside.
Brad Keselowski in the 6th, a dual winner 4 years ago.
And we always talk about the Penske teamwork. I think we'll see the same thing from that bottom row from those RFK cars, because Corey LaJoie, all he wants to do is get into this race, but that top lane is surging.
Well, they're also together. Look at the chain. I talk about this all the time. Links in the chain.
Crash!
And it's LaJoie.
And he hits hard up into the turn 3 wall.
Oh, no. Where's Chandler Smith? Here he comes back there in the back. You can see him.
Flag here.
Caution is out.
Yeah. Nice job, guys.
Logano to the flag, under the caution. Joey Logano. Ryan Blaney.
Guys, watch this. Watch this car clear back here in the back. We are out of this thing. LaJoie is in it, clear up here. They start collecting down on the bottom, and look him coming on the outside 3 wide, and watch what happens right here. Shoots to the outside, barely misses LaJoie, shoots into Suarez and off into the sunset and in to the Daytona 500. It can happen that fast.
And he knew it, Clint, because I don't think he's whipped it yet.
Hammer down and let's go for it. Did I make it? Pace car hits pit road. 2 Toyotas ahead of 2 Chevys to lead them to green for Duel 2, 150 miles, 60 laps.
I want to see him go down and get in front of that Toyota.
See Chase Briscoe way out there, and like Clint was saying, when they make that plan, the leader will pick the outside, and the guy on the inside, when he's your teammate, drags the brake a little bit, doesn't get going as soon, so that you guys can work together. And in the last race, we saw all those RFK cars get themselves positioned really early in the race. We see some Joe Gibbs cars up front. We see a couple of Hendrick cars right there side by side, 3rd row back. So it'll be interesting to see if those Gibbs cars can get themselves positioned and what everybody else's plan is.
Not many Toyotas in that last one. The only one we really talked about was Nemechek, right? I even said Lone Wolf. 11 Chevrolets, 7 Toyotas, 4 Fords in this one.
It's a lot of discipline from the drivers. It's very strategic, as you see a car shoot up on the outside right there. Ty Dillon and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. have decided that.
No surprise there with those 2 at all.
Go time for the younger of the 2 Dillon brothers, driving for Kaulig Racing.
Well, it just shows you, look how much faster he is. Foots to the floorboard right there.
And up the middle comes Chase Elliott.
Better get down quick.
Chase Briscoe has not let go of the lead except for 1 lap.
This scenario here is good practice for Chase Briscoe and his spotter. He's kind of blocking both lanes right there, getting in the sync of going back and forth, slowing that lane up, and then he'll come back down to the bottom and slow this lane up as he approaches. Yeah, let's listen into that communication, because it's a lot right now.
Both lanes.
Well, good plan, because you can't pit from the outside lane.
No, but he's going to try to take that 47 with him as the plan. You're going to back up, get to the bumper of the 47. He's going to push as hard as he can and push you in front of both of those cars. Not only you, but him as well. Maybe McDowell with him.
I don't believe any of it. After the last race,
Believe it, watch, he's pushing hard.
They said they were pitting. You got to be careful.
I don't see how both of them can clear Briscoe.
That's going to be a tough feat, and because Briscoe and those guys on the bottom lane.
Be ready for it, because here it comes. You see that lift out of McDowell? He had to look at the flames coming out of that thing. The third car back, the Eagle. He's clear. That's how, right there. See if they take it. I don't know if they'll take. Yeah, they're going to take it because you got a pit stop coming. That's
well done.
Yep. Alfredo got to the front on that front. Here he comes. Chase. How about Chase Elliott coming with him?
Wow.
That's a shakeup.
And now everybody else comes to pit road. 9 cars.
Very collected, though, to Kevin's point.
Yeah, and they're still going to have the biggest numbers when they get back out on the racetrack.
Yes, sir. And that's exactly what they'll do. They'll pull up there and block them. Are you sure you want me to do that?
I don't think
they're going too fast.
I don't think so. The closing rate is too fast.
We've seen them do it before. There's one that's going to do it.
You just need one to make a little bit of chicane so that those cars behind you start getting mixed up. That's exactly what you want to see.
Look at
him. Didn't work. Barry went too high. They threaded the needle up to the top.
But now they're all going to be together because they broke the momentum of that pack.
And Eric Jones emerges at the front of this pack ahead of Chase Elliott and Michael McDowell.
That is exactly what you want to do if you're the guy that's put yourself at a disadvantage. Those 3 cars in different lanes to make them serpentine like they did through that traffic. Now they weren't together, and it broke that momentum and just made it one pack again.
Well, it might work this time, Kevin, but you want me to do what? You want me to pull up in front of that car? That is a difficult situation. It's pretty dicey, if you ask me.
Carson Hocevar right there. And Eric Jones had a little bit of contact, and I thought,
whoa, big block out of Reddick. Almost a wreck right there.
Yes. And here to fill the bottom, here comes Zane Smith, and they're closing it right up again.
Yeah, and the intensity level of this race has just gone through the roof right now. But Tyler Reddick to the lead. We talked about this. We saw his teammate, Bubba Wallace, in the first race take the lead and then get wrecked. But yeah, and you got all those Chevys on the outside. And I don't like when you get into those lane changing situations. You look right around Kyle Larson and Ricky Stenhouse right there.
Comes Larson to the move to the inside. Spit McDowell out.
He and B.J. McLeod are just a position apart. One of them will make the Daytona 500 with J.J. Yaley 2 laps down.
And that's a scenario like we were talking about in the first race as well. What happens is you get to the back of that pack, and when it's full speed and gets more single file than double file, you can't keep up. You know, if you don't have the speed in your car that you need when you're at the tail end of that pack. Big wiggle by Eric Jones right there. Austin Cindric all over the back bumper of that 43 car.
Really broken up right here.
All right, every position you gain in this last lap and a half moves you up 1 row in the 500 field, and you pick your pit sooner. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Well, who's it going to be? Who's going to pull out a line first? You see those first
Big
2
push.
cars with a massive push from Carson Hocevar to the back bumper of that 9.
5's going to have an option right here.
5's going to have an option right here, and he's going to get a run on this 77 car. And he chooses to be in the back bumper of Carson Hocevar.
Thought he might move and McDowell might go with him, but no, they hold station.
It sure seems like these guys are committed to each other to at least get off the exit at turn 4 with the Chevrolets.
Bell to the bottom for Toyota.
One more, too. Thought better of it. Got back in line.
Off turn 4 for the final time.
Move from Larson to the inside.
Chase Elliott. Now it's a 3-time dual winner for crew chief Alan Gustafson, who grew up here in Daytona Beach.
Alfredo, how about him making the show? That's huge for him.
You got to love that for Little Beard Motorsports out of Michigan, 2nd generation team, 1 full-time employee, the crew chief for all this time, Darren Shaw, and they run a very limited schedule of a few races. They're going to be thrilled to be in this 500.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports. If you enjoyed what you just watched, well, it's time to bring the action and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel. You can have it all: news, highlights, interviews, and analysis. So go for it.